Hi everybody, how are you? It's Mike Andrew once again providing a short video with practical insights as it applies to business and leadership. I'm on vacation this week, so you see the different landscape in back of me. There's an area that I am far from being an expert in, but I'm an expert in as far as being the recipient of this area, as we all have. And it's the one area I think business in general, not HR, I'm not going to put the blame on HR, but business in general just haven't been able to get quite right, and that's the area of performance management. I think the organizations that are closest to getting it right are the professional services firms like McKinsey and BCG and so forth, where they do reviews after at the completion of every engagement. They're close, they're getting there, but it's still very difficult. From the time I was a graduate out of college to today, it's one of those areas that they're always trying to find a better way to do it. And I want to give you an example of what I mean by that. The big word today is KPIs. KPIs, key performance indicators. And I was a VP at this company, and the VP of performance implemented first time the KPI structure. And everybody had to learn what it was, although it's, conceptually it's not that difficult. But here's the thing, taking a simple concept and making it complicated, that's the part that has always made me wonder. And let me give you an example of what I mean. So we're implementing this KPI process. And the way it was structured is that every VP and every chief officer that the VPs reported into, and everybody, they had to write their KPI, their objective, and their target. And I used to fight and say, these are the same thing. KPI, objective, and target, to me, isn't that the same thing? And they would vehemently disagree. No, there's a difference. Here's the difference. And again, if you want to get into the technicalities, I guess there's a difference, but the practicalities, come on, make it simple. Take a simple concept and keep it simple. And you know what would happen? What would happen is, I remember my boss, we used to meet once a month as the team, the VP and the chief HR officer. And at the end of the meeting, the VP of performance would go through our boss's KPIs for the year. And by November or December, by year end, our boss was still not quite understanding what his KPIs were, because he couldn't understand the KPI, the objective, the target. What does it mean? What am I supposed to do? And this is going through a whole year like that. It was crazy. And the other thing that happened is there was an assistant that worked for in the performance management group, and he was very smart, very sharp guy. And you know what his job was? His job was he had to sit individually in each VP's office, including myself, and sit down at their computer and actually write out their KPI, their objective, and their target. Because to us, it was all the same thing in practical manner. But to the performance management team, no, it was very different. And that's what we have to watch out for. We have to watch out for taking simple concepts and complicating them. Just keep whatever you want to call it, your objective, your KPI, keep it simple, keep it clear, keep it relevant to the work that you do and your organization does. Leave room for the unexpected, the unanticipated that comes up. That happens to me all the time. I might have my KPIs that add up to 100%, but during the year, something of high consequence, an assignment will come in, and that's not on my KPI. So of course you replan and redo the KPI, and leave room for the intangibles. Those people that are demonstrating outstanding results with building relationships with their stakeholders, with their customers, with demonstrating and role modeling the values of the company, and just demonstrating with consistency, integrity. Because to me, leadership is always about achieving results consistently and doing so with integrity. Anyway, I just wanted to share you my thoughts. I'm far from an expert in performance management. I give people that work in performance management all the credit in the world to try to keep improving. But let's try to keep performance management simple and keep KPI, and not KPI, objective target, which in my opinion they're the same thing, but in the opinion of the people that do it for a living, it's not, it's different. But for the users, it's practically the same thing. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.